Hey everyone, welcome back to another Anime Kingdom reviews. You see by the title below, this is on episode 13, the final and last episode of Orange. And I'm not gonna lie, I actually didn't even notice that it was 40 minutes until I was like it was almost done. I was looking down, I was like, 40 minutes? That's been that long? Not even gonna lie, I actually really did enjoy this ending. I enjoyed everything about it, and it did such a good time. Like, if time just flew by, like, I didn't, it's not a pun just because it's a time anime, but I didn't even know it was 40 minutes long. I was like, oh, okay, damn, that's pretty awesome. I always love when animes expand and make a certain episode longer, like an hour long, or for this one, a 40 episode finale, and they needed it. It was to complete everything, they needed to put everything that was put in here. And honestly, I enjoyed the episode a lot. You know, we see like a big portion of the first half, obviously, from the last one was pretty much, it's all about Naho having to push forward. She has to do this. She has to get her feelings across and save Kakeru, because after Valentine's Day is the day when he commits suicide. So pretty much like a big portion of the first half is her going through everything, all the steps. Of course, she has like numerous like chances that her letter tells her to, and during that time I was kind of like, Naho, are you kidding me? Are you going back to your stupid self? Just tell him on the first try. Why did you have to wait? Okay, so he didn't say anything about this. Okay, next one. And then like it doesn't work, then it doesn't work the next one. It's like it came to the point where it was down to the wire where she only had one chance left, and I'm like, why did she wait that long? Why, Naho? Why didn't you just, you know, say what you wanted to say before? But luckily, everything still goes well. That the moment between them was honestly really nice. Like, I was so happy that Naho was finally able to get her feelings across to him, and finally able for him to let everything out as well. And in that moment when they're holding each other, it was honestly like, I was so happy. I was like, thank you. It looks like they were able to save Kakeru, to which of course that wasn't really, you know, the whole thing still yet. There was still the chance of it, to which everything did seem like it was gonna be nice. You know, they had a whole bunch of moments with Kakeru and Naho together, and it made it look like that was going to be the ending, to be honest, like how that was going to end. And then of course they brought in the whole point that it's still possible he can die. They're going to wait for him at the traffic light kind of thing, at the intersection. And I gotta say, I keep telling you guys that Suwa is like the best character in this anime, but for this episode in particular, the hero of this episode was Hagita. Him destroying the bike. It was all a joke at first. It was like, hey, let's just destroy his bike so he can't go out. That actually, and he ends up doing it, was what saved Kakeru. Sure, if he ended up getting the bike, they probably would have stopped him at the, you know, the intersection. But the whole point of having him walk that whole time, having him like take much longer route to the point where the truck ends up coming, it makes him decide that he doesn't want to die. It makes him figure out everything about everyone and how they would feel and everything. Of course, it helped that what everyone has done to that point. Of course, you know, he said that, you know, he didn't want them to feel sad, and he wanted to live. He wanted to see some happy thing tomorrow. And because of him not letting him go on the bike, which would have made the route a lot faster, him not able to think through this as much as, you know, would have happened if he ended up walking, kind of thing, he probably would have ended up killing himself, you know, by going in front of the truck. Even if, you know, Suwa them ended up saving him, he would still have in his head the whole part of thinking, you know, it's something when it comes to people that, you know, that's feeling depressed, that's feeling like they want to commit suicide. You can't just force them not to want to do this. You can't just force them. It has to be themselves also, you know, deciding the same thing as well. They have to, you know, put one foot forward as well. You can't just pull them along. They have to, you know, step forward themselves, to be honest. And that's just how it is. And luckily, by Hagita doing that, he was able to think through a lot more, because the walk was a lot longer than if he went on his bike. And because of that, when the moment came, when the truck was about to hit him, he was able to jump to the side. So Hagita, hats off to you. You are the unsung hero right there in this episode. Like, I love Suwa. He's an awesome bro throughout this whole season, throughout this episode as well. But Hagita, he was a bro. He was the hero of this episode, hands down for sure. Other than that, of course, after, I really loved the way that they finally did tell him about the letters and everything. And of course, the letters were for him as well that they had, and he was able to read all of it, and it ended up being really nice moment. That moment when they started crying and hugging each other, I'm not gonna lie, I started tearing up. I was tearing up. Yeah, you know me, I'm a pretty emotional guy, and when I see those kind of stuff, the feels train hit me real hard right there, because like it made it even better, because like the moment you thought he was gonna die, and all of a sudden there's all this moment right here, and they're all together, they hug each other, crying, everything, happy for each other. Kakeru is gonna live, you know. It was such a nice moment. And then one thing that really was weird for me though was the truck driver. What happened to him? He almost hit, you know, he almost hit Kakeru, went to the side, decided he's gonna stay there for a while. He didn't go to check up on him, check up on them, what's gonna happen, and he ends up driving away. What? That's like an almost hit and run. He didn't hit him, luckily, but like there was like, what happened with him? I'm guessing maybe they just cut it out, and he actually did go up to them. They said he's fine and stuff, and yada yada yada. He goes away, I guess. I don't know. That was kind of weird for me, but overall, I really enjoyed the way they had this whole episode go out. The whole beginning part, the struggle with Naho, but finally being able to push forward. That whole part with, we had to see whatever her name was, that bitch again, and pretty much, you know, Naho finding the courage, saying she's not going to stop this time. It doesn't matter that it's smashed. She still has to go and do it, and she just pushes on forward. We get that nice moment, and several nice moments with her and Kakeru together. Then we get, of course, you know, Kakeru finally seeing the phone, his mom's phone again, and seeing everything, and of course Hagita changing things up and making it so he has to think, and of course in the end the whole letters thing, and then of course seeing them all happy in the very end with them pretty much putting the time capsule in, including Kakeru with his, you know, how is everyone doing in 10 years thing, like his normal letter, but then adding on like, am I married to Naho, how am I doing, am I living life to the fullest kind of thing. And honestly, it was really beautiful to see those moments together. Suwa, sure, he ends up not with her in this one, but he's still happy, and in a way, I mean, sure, it's a different timeline, but Suwa does get to be with Naho. It shows at the end Naho and Kakeru do get together. We don't know for sure if they get married or anything. I really wish they had an epilogue of showing like 10 years from the future of how they're doing in this timeline. It would have been really nice to see that, but still, I still enjoyed it. I still loved it. And that ending with Naho saying like, you know, if you ever feel like this ever again, I'll be here to save you again and again and again. And that was the end of the episode, and honestly, I loved it a lot. Sure, there were times in the season, I'm gonna say my review of the whole season overall will be like maybe like a 7, between a 7.5 and 8. It really was a good anime. I really loved it. The feels were there. It was really intense a lot of times, but there were moments when, yeah, sure, the animation art did drop, the quality did drop a couple times. I didn't care too much for that, but it was shown a little bit. It just kind of sucked, considering how well it was done in the beginning. The story, Naho's character overall was pissing me off throughout a big portion of towards the ending, and the story overall was kind of hitting at a point where I was like, oh no, what's going on here, you know? And the whole thing with the, you know, sending letters kind of thing through like a damn black hole thing, kind of just like, why would you put that in? It kind of ruined everything a little bit as well. Like, they didn't need to put that in, you know? But overall, I still enjoyed it. I still give it to like maybe between 7.5 and 8, maybe an 8. It really was a pretty awesome anime. I really did enjoy the ride. I enjoyed the characters. I enjoyed the art animation when it was at its top. I enjoyed the music. I enjoyed everything from the interactions and just overall the ending on how it ended. That I really enjoyed it. I heard that the manga is way better than even the anime, and I enjoyed the anime, so there's a high chance that, you know, I'll end up going to check out the manga after this. If you guys think I should, I actually, you know, I don't even care if you think I should or not. I'm going to, because it sounds like if it's even better than the anime and I enjoyed the anime, I'm definitely going to check it out. But another good news is that after this episode, they announced that there will be a movie. Yes, I said it. There will be an Orange movie. If you did not see yet, it's going to be focused on the future timeline where Kakeru's already dead, and it's going to be focused with Suwa and Naho. So that should be pretty interesting. I'm definitely going to watch that. Definitely, you know, all you Suwa fans, including me, will get to see how everything goes there and how everything will be, because that's one of the big things in this was that the whole thing with they are able to do it, make, you know, a world where Kakeru is happy, but of course their world, nothing will change. If it's a different timeline, then that will change, but not for them. If it is only one timeline, then everything will change. The fact, like that whole, you know, paradox thing with pretty much obviously they will never send the letters because of this and that, and then just a huge paradox to which everything goes bad anyway. So yeah, I'm honestly happy with this season. I honestly enjoyed everything about it, and yeah, that's all I really gotta say, guys. Hope you enjoyed this Anime Kingdom review. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. If there's anything I missed and you want to talk about, comment below as well. And anime watchers only, feel free to comment your thoughts. How did you feel about the episode? How did you feel about the season overall? People who've read the manga, feel free to comment your thoughts as well. Did you think how, like, good, bad, any of the sorts, what your thoughts on how this was adapted? And of course, you can also remind me how much better the manga is, because it seems like every person who has read the manga says that. But yeah, that's all I really gotta say, guys. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to leave a like, and if you haven't already, feel free to subscribe for more content. Really does help the channel. And yeah, that's all I gotta say, guys. So till next time, see ya.